everyone. Welcome back to Wait It Gets Better. This is episode 20. I will women's mental health. 27. I speak candidly about how I grew up in a household where showing emotions or expressing things wasn't conditioned me and kind of set me up for failure later in different aspects of my relationships in life. This was brought up because the only time I had witnessed my father get emotional was because of a family pet's death or the passing of my grandma and her brothers. And I felt like it was kind of a leeway into speaking about men's mental health, besides the obvious of it being mental health month. So let me speak on what I from my own education on mental health, as well as my own experiences being the daughter of a man who was conditioned in certain ways when it comes to showing emotions and and also dealing with others in the same boat in my experiences. I common in many different cultures, eh, psychology and sociology, um, that, meant to be macho. And most cultures have that old school mentality in common of not showing emotions. And I will speak on my own culture and lived experiences and not others, because then that is because I can only speak with of my culture. I am a mutt. I am many different cultures. I love my Italian culture because I was raised mostly on that. Um, so many I have many about it, but it's own school way, not that the men have to be macho and not be too emotional, which is why I believe my dad is the way he is. Besides my dad's lived experiences, I did research on the Italian culture and the stigmas surrounding, but passionate about mental health. I can recognize that being raised in a certain can condition stigmas related to mental seeking help with individuals with individuals still viewing depression as a weakness or personal issue. This stigma to social exclusion, feelings of shame, reluctance to seek professional support. The Italian healthcare system has undergone reforms, societal attitudes and beliefs continue to influence how mental health is perceived. Now, here's of depression. Many Italians view depression as a reaction to life events rather than a medical condition. Some believe that it's a sign of personal weakness, manipulation, can manage depression without external help. Concerns of antidepressants can also contribute to the reluctance of seeking treatment. And this is about the impact and the stigma. Stigma can lead to a social exclusion and a low quality of life for individuals with mental health conditions, result in feelings of shame or low self-esteem. Stigma can individual services due to fear of judgment and discrimination. Now, cultural beliefs and attitudes. Italian culture is known for its family centeredness, which can impact how individuals with mental health issues are supported and perceived. Family support and social connections are seen as crucial for mental health challenges. The concept of personal weakness, belief, contribute to the stigma surrounding mental health and surrounding mental illness and mental health, and the efforts to reduce stigma. I'm gonna butcher this, but this is what it says for what it looks up. Basaglia, I'm assuming Basaglia law of 1978, a major reform in the Italian psychiatric system aimed to decentralize care and move away from institutionalization. Community-based mental health services such as the Triste model, providing support in things. Efforts are being made to increase mental health literacy, promote positive illness, and challenges and ongoing issues. Stigma can persist despite reforms in mental health systems. Effects of from seeking treatment and economic excuse me, I cannot talk today. Economic and social inequalities can exacerbate mental health stigmas, challenges, and contribute to stigma. In conclusion, while significant progress has been made in addressing mental health in Italy, stigma remains a challenge, particularly in specific social cultural text. Efforts to combat stigma and promote positive attitudes are ongoing and crucial for ensuring that individuals with mental health conditions receive the support they need. So I did include the progress being made because as a proud Italian, this isn't me bashing my own culture. This is me trying to grasp why my father was conditioned in a certain way. This is crucial to my healing and for able to stop the cycle. I can't speak on my father's Irish side of the the Walsh family, um, because I never met most of them. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed away the day my parents found out they were pregnant with my oldest sister. He struggled with alcoholism, and one day I sit down with either that side of my family, my cousin Dawn or dad, to grasp that side of the family, what they were like. Um, like I said, most of my growing up was spent with my Italian side, the Marinelli side. So now that we touch on personal effects of men's mental health to my own personal life and my father, maybe story time I'll touch on. Now this is also I previously touched on the LGBTQIA community. Didn't go much into speaking about why fathers of children that come out such a hard time, as well as having a hard time coming for the reasons of being perceived in a certain way. And this is what the research said. Men's mental health and children coming out are interconnected issues with mutations and impacting mental health well-being for both groups. Men, particularly those in the community, may face unique challenges related to toxic masculinity, coming out, and the stigma surrounding mental health. Children, especially transgender, non-binary rates of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, and suicide when faced with rejection or lack of support from family and peers. Now, this is what it said for men's mental health. The stigma, societal expectations, often pressured to adhere to traditional notions of masculinity, which can discourage them from seeking help for mental issues. This can lead to untreated depression, anxiety, and an increased risk of suicide. Coming out in its has said. For men, especially those who are closeted or coming out can be associated with increased odds of depression and anxiety. Now, the LGBTQ plus rates of mental health, including family rejection and peer harassment, as the support resource chose to create and talking about help support groups therapy the different support resources. It is crucial to where men feel comfortable talking about their mental health and seek help. Support groups, therapy, and open conversations. Children coming out is risk of mental health issues. LGBTQIA plus youth, including transgender and non-binary youth, are at higher risk of depression, anxiety, and suicide. Or they're feeling and experience stress. Support and support from family and school, gender affirming environments, both at home, can significantly reduce the risk of suicide among the and gender dysphoria. Here we go. Okay, now it's working. So sorry if I just repeated myself. I'm not editing this because you are not alone if you struggle and you have a but here we go. Okay. And gender dysphoria. Uh, youth may experience the distress caused by a mismatch between sex, gender dysphoria, and youth may experience gender dysphoria, stress mesh between their gender identity and their assigned sex, the importance of acceptance and support from family and peers is crucial. The LGBTQIA youth, period, and children experiences, both men and children. This is terrible. I'm just gonna record it. Okay, here we go. Now I go. Shared experiences. Both men and children can experience the negative impacts of stigma and societal expectations on their mental health, especially when it comes to coming out. Creating environments that are inclusive and accepting of the LGBTQIA individuals, both in schools and the workplace, can help reduce the stigma and increased support for mental health and raising awareness. Increased awareness about the mental health challenges faced by men in the LGBTQIA youth can encourage open conversations and help people seek help when needed. It's so crucial to speak on this because I feel like society is very flawed in many ways. A lot of old school expectations don't work anymore. That's a societal I cannot talk. I'm so sorry. That's a societal thing that needs to be shifted. Even in psychology, the old school studies like of Sigmund Freud are looked at as expired. As society evolves and so many different beliefs are evolving as well. Right now, though, we do live in a time where things look to be going backwards, but this too shall pass, I say. Progress will be back on track sooner rather than later if we speak up and fight for it hard enough. We touched on previous episodes about former friend of mine who was pretending to be straight at home, but I never mentioned why. It was because of his religious upbringing. Now, I spoke on mental health and coming out. But let me speak on mental health and religious family structures. And I also spoke previously about mental health and religion, if you want to go back to that episode. So, this is what research said: religious family structures and their influence on men's mental health are complex and multifaceted. While some studies indicate that religious involvement can be beneficial for mental health, others highlight potential negative impacts, particularly within traditionally masculine environments. Ultimately, the connection between religious faith, family dynamics, and mental well being depends on the individual circumstances and how religious beliefs are interpreted and applied. Now, this is what potential benefits of religion and mental health. Society, so I can talk. Social support, religious communities can provide a strong sense of belonging and social support, which can also be crucial for mental health, especially for men who struggle with expressing emotions or seeking help. Meaning and purpose. Faith can offer a sense of meaning and purpose in life, which can be particularly helpful for men who may feel lost or unfulfilled. And coping mechanisms. Religious practices like prayer and meditation can provide healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with stress and anxiety and reduce suicide risk. Studies suggest that religious involvement may be associated with lower rates of suicide, particularly among older adults, and potential challenges. I will never speak on something and give just the good. I will give the bad as well, because there are both sides of the spectrum with certain issues. So here's the potential challenges: stigma. Traditional masculine norms and culture expectations can create a stigma around mental health, discouraging men from seeking help within their religious communities. And religious trauma. Certain religious teachings and experiences with religious institutions can lead to religious trauma, resulting in feelings of guilt, anxiety, resentment, and even anger towards religious leaders or the religion itself. And gender role conflict. Oh, God, I'm saying a mouthful. Traditional masculine gender roles, particularly within some religious contexts, can place immense pressure on men to conform to rigid expectations, leading to emotional distress and mental health problems, and internalized homophobia. For LGBTQIA plus men, religious beliefs and family expectations can create internal conflict and psychological distress, leading to issues with self esteem, depression, and anxiety, and negative family dynamics. Even within religious contexts, negative family interactions and conflicts can negatively impact mental health. And the factors influencing the connection, the type of religion. Different religions and denominations have varying approaches to mental health and gender roles, which can influence the overall impact of men's mental well being. An individual interpretation of faith. How individuals interpret their religious beliefs and practices significantly shapes their experiences of faith and its impact on mental health and family dynamics. The specific family environment, including parental attitudes and expectations, can play a crucial role in shaping the man's mental health, whether it's supportive or restrictive, and societal expectations. Broader societal expectations about masculinity and mental health also contribute to the overall context in which men's mental health is understood and addressed. And moving forward, challenging the stigma, addressing the stigma surrounding mental health within religious communities is crucial to encourage men to seek help and support, and promoting an open dialogue. Creating spaces for open and honest conversations about mental health within the religious communities is vital to foster understanding and empathy. And faith based support. Offering faith based support and resources for men struggling with mental health, including therapy and counseling, can be beneficial. And redefining masculinity, encouraging a broader understanding of masculinity that embraces emotional vulnerability and allows for more balanced approach to mental health is so essential. Ultimately, the relationship between religious faith and family-based structures and men's mental health is complex and requires a nuanced understanding. By acknowledging both the potential benefits and challenges, and by working to create a more supportive and inclusive environment, it's possible to foster healthier outcomes for men within religious communities. Now, my future children will be raised in believing in God, and they also will receive the proper help if needed, because being someone with bipolar disorder and other mental illnesses, I know it can be passed down. And the minute I recognize the signs of my future children, best believe I'm doing what my mother did and get them the help that they need. Um, Prayer and pills can coincide. That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Now, let's speak on a more generalized view of men's mental health. Men's mental health is a significant area of concern, with men facing unique challenges and often being less likely to seek help for mental health. Common mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and substance abuse use orders can affect men's well being and relationships, impacting their quality of life and potentially leading to serious consequences like suicide. Now, the key aspects of men's mental health, when I did the research, this is what it said: higher suicide rates. Men are more likely to die by suicide than women. Stigma and resistance to help. Men are maybe less likely to seek help due to societal expectations and stigma surrounding mental health. And substance use. Substance use, including alcohol and drugs, can be used as a coping mechanism for mental health struggles, leading to further issues. And its impact on relationships. Mental health challenges can affect man's ability to build and maintain healthy relationships with family, friends, and romantic partners. And specific symptoms. While men can experience similar mental health ish conditions, some symptoms like irritability and anger may be more common in men. And the importance of support. Building a strong social support network, engaging in hobbies, and seeking professional help are crucial for men's well being. And common mental health conditions in men: depression. Men experience depression with symptoms like sadness, loss of interest, and difficulty concentrating. Anxiety. Anxiety can manifest as excessive worry, fear, and difficulty relaxing. Substance use disorder. Men can develop substance use disorders leading to dependence and withdrawal symptoms. And bipolar disorder. Bipolar can cause mood swings between periods of mania and depression. And PTSD. Post traumatic stress disorder can develop after experiencing traumatic events, leading to flashbacks, nightmares, and other symptoms. And men's mental health research focuses on understanding and addressing the unique the unique challenges faced by men regarding their mental well-being. This includes investigating the prevalence, presentation, and impact of mental health conditions in men, as well as exploring the reasons why men are less likely to seek treatment and the role of societal factors like masculine norms and stigma. The prevalence and impact. Research examines the rates of mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and suicide in men, highlighting the disproportionate burden of these conditions on males, and treatment and access barriers. Studies investigate why men are less likely to seek or adhere to mental health treatment, including factors like stigma, cultural norms, which I spoke about with my dad, and structure of mental health services. This is all what the research said. So, what I spoke about candidly in the beginning is true. It is based on my education and just my lived experience. So, I wasn't speaking ignorantly about it, and I wasn't bashing my culture. I love my culture. Okay. So unique presentations of mental illness. Research explores how mental health conditions manifest differently in men, including the tendency for men to express distress externalizing behaviors like aggression, substance use, or risk taking, and social and environmental factors. Studies examine how societal pressures, gender roles, and economic factors contribute to men's mental health challenges, including role of toxic masculinity and its impact on well-being. And developing gender sensitive interventions. Research focuses on developing culturally appropriate and effective mental health services and interventions that address the unique experience of men. Examples, research findings, stigma and masculine norms. Research consistently points to the negative impact of internalized stigma and adhere to the traditional masculine norms on men's willingness to seek help. Social determination of mental health. Studies have shown a strong link between poverty, unemployment, and relationship problems and the increased risk of mental health issues in men and ineffective mental health services. Research highlight the need for mental health services to be more culturally sensitive and tailored to the needs of men, including the use of technology and alternative approaches. By understanding the complexities of men's mental health, research can inform the development of more effective prevention and intervention strategies to improve the well being of men and address the societal factors that contribute to their struggles. Now, if you are struggling as a man, you can get help. Men seeking mental health help can start by talking to a primary care physician who can provide referrals to qualified mental health professionals like psychologists, psychiatrists, or social workers. They can also find support through therapy, medication, support groups, lifestyle changes, or even alternative therapies like oh, you hear my dog barking down there? I can't. Like con, electroconvulsive therapy, okay, excuse me if I'm butchering this. Transcranial magnetic stimulation. Additionally, resources like the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline and online platforms can offer valuable support and guidance. Here's a more detailed breakdown of how men can seek mental health help. Primary care physicians. Start by talking to your primary care doctor who can help assess your needs and recommend appropriate treatment options. They can refer to many they can refer you to many mental health professionals specializing in men's mental health. And mental health professionals, therapists and counselors working with a therapist can help you explore your feelings, develop coping strategies, and address specific mental health concerns. Psychiatrists can also prescribe medication if needed to manage symptoms of mental health conditions. Social workers can help connect you to resources and support systems. And support groups, the online platforms support groups. Joining a support group can provide a safe space to share experiences and connect with others facing similar challenges. And online forums and communities. Online platforms can offer spaces to discuss mental health with peers and find emotional support. Other resources, SAMHSAs, I think it's called SAMHSAs or I can't even talk. SAMHSA's National Helpline provides confidential information and referrals to mental health and substance abuse treatment services. The 988 Suicide Crisis Line is a lifeline that offers 24/7 support for those experiencing suicidal thoughts or mental health crisis. The mental health apps can help track mood off. I can't even talk. They can help track mood, offer tips for feeling better, and provide a safe space to journal. Journaling 100% is very effective. Men's sheds and dudes clubs. These community-based programs offer this is what the research says. So I'm just reading what I copied from the research. Men's sheds and dudes clubs. These community-based programs offer a place for men to connect with others, learn new skills, and build social connections and addressing the stigma as well. Open communication, encourage open communication with friends and family or colleagues about mental health concerns and share your story. Sharing your own experiences can help normalize mental health and reduce stigma. That is what I am all about. Sharing my story to help reduce the stigma and let people know they're not alone. It is such an effective way of reducing stigmas and helping other people along in their journeys and challenge the toxic masculinity. Challenge traditional stereotypes about masculinity that discourage emotional expression and vulnerability, and lifestyle changes. Exercise, regular physical activity can significantly improve mental health. Healthy diet, eating a balanced diet can support overall well being and mental health, and stress management. I can't stress. Practice stress reduction techniques that can help manage anxiety and other mental health symptoms. Now, listen, I hope I gave enough today for this topic. Just remember, you are allowed to feel the feelings. You are enough, and it's okay to show emotions. You are strong, you are loved, and you are worthy. Those are things you should take with you every day in society, because society is very conditioned for men to be macho. It's okay to not be okay. This too shall pass. A happy Father's Day to all the fathers on the spectrum. If you know me, you know you are all included. And no one was left out of me saying that. I could go on and give specific like father figures and the ones, being inclusive. But just know that if you are celebrating today or if you are struggling today, you are included and you are in my heart. Um, you definitely are included in this conversation. So enjoy your days, everyone. And if you aren't enjoying your day, I hope you find ways to, you know, have a better day than what it is because you are not enjoying it for a plethora of reasons people don't enjoy this day. Just know you are loved and you are in my heart. I could go on, but let me just talk about for episode 29, I decided I want to speak about creativity. And for episode 30, I want to speak about the effects of mental health, of mental health, of being thrown under the bus by people you trusted. It's happened to me many times in different scenarios, and no stone will go unturned. I will, let it be known the different times. It's more common than you think. And yeah, I won't leave any stone unturned. No, thank you for listening today. If you or anyone you know is struggling, text HOME to 741-741, the crisis text line for a free confidential conversation with a trained counselor any time of day, or text or call 988 or use the chat function at 988lifeline.org. I love you guys. Stay well. Have a good weekend. Bye bye. And happy Father's Day, everyone either celebrating or struggling. You are loved. I love you. Bye bye.